So photography is not what anyone tells you it should be. That's kind of the topic of this video and what I kind of want to get into and elaborate on. After the start of the pandemic, I took a couple years off photography entirely. I ended up selling all my digital gear, my camera, my video gear, all that stuff. I kind of was just completely burnt out of it. I lost the spark for photography and it wasn't fun anymore. It didn't become fun. You're constantly just chasing trends or styles of photos, or kind of wanting to copy other people that you see were being successful with their style. The other thing was I found it so completely exhausting, the amount of ads and people and YouTubers and all that sort of stuff selling you these new products with the latest and greatest specs, and you need this feature and you need 25,000 ISO, anything less is horrible, and yada yada yada. It just gets exhausting to hear constantly, and it basically kind of burnt me out of photography and the fun of actually going out and just taking photos for the sake of taking photos. A lot of times these YouTubers and influencers and stuff, they'll keep selling you on the fact that you need the latest and greatest gear, which is not the actual truth. I get it. They're sponsored. They have a lot of companies that are after them and stuff. If anyone gave me a sponsorship, honestly, I would take it. I mean, why not? You know, if it's a sponsored product, there's nothing wrong with that. However, sometimes just if you believe in the product and it works for you, that's a big issue. That's a big reason to take it. But sometimes you see these people where it's just a business endeavor to them and they'll sell you on stuff that's not really true. And you can kind of see through that. And it just got to me, and I ended up selling a lot of my gear, which ultimately made me stop taking photos and lost the enjoyment for it completely. Which is when I got back into film photography. And the reason why I got back into film photography, I figured for everyone pushing this new latest and greatest technology so much on one end, I wanted to go the other way. I wanted to be different from the norm. I wanted to not follow trends. And obviously, oddly enough, film ended up making a resurgence, which I'm actually stoked about. But it's just ironic that the way I wanted to go to be different ended up becoming a trend, which I understand because there's probably a lot of people feeling the same way, and why film is making such a comeback, because you're constantly feeling like you have to catch up and you're chasing this new technology all the time. It's exhausting. Digital, although it's perfect in its or striving to be perfect in as far as its specs and its autofocus features and its clinically sharp photos, is lifeless. There's no life, there's no enjoyment behind taking the photo. Going back to film, and I see why a lot of people also did that, was it's tangible, it's fun, it's imperfect. It's a good reason to go out and know it's not going to be perfect, but you go out for the fun of it and you go out to do it anyway because you enjoy it, and you know it's not going to be, the color might be off, the focus might be off. You have no idea what it's going to look like until you get your film back from development from either the lab or yourself. Where digital, you get that instant gratification and instant satisfaction. And while there is a time and place for digital, at least for me, I kind of had enough of it for a couple years. I needed to step back and take a break from it and just put myself back to the bare bones necessities on photography and focus on that instead of just specs and making sure everything was perfect, you know? A lot of these people and influencers and stuff will just keep selling you on this stuff, and you don't have to chase it. I mean, a 5-year-old camera is going to be just as good as it was today as it was back then. A 10-year-old camera that took great photos back then is going to be as good as it is today, sort of thing. There are new features that make things new and exciting. I'm finding, though, it's starting to become diminishing returns as far as where we are with digital photography. And a lot of the people I'm finding they're selling you on the specs of the camera. They're not actually selling you on the experience of the camera. They're not going out, they're not taking photos, they're not showing you what you can do with the camera. They're just showing what the camera can do. You're not getting inspired to go take a photo or get an idea. You're kind of getting inspired on specs, which is the opposite. focus on lighting, focus on composition, that sort of thing, not how fast something locks onto a subject or how low you can go in light. Because if the light is horrible, it doesn't matter how high the ISO is and how clean the image will be, it's still going to be a bad photo. And if you can autofocus on a subject really fast, but there's no compositional value or skill behind it or timing where the photo will benefit from that, then the fastest autofocus in the world isn't going to benefit you as well. That's where film photography and older cameras that are more basic in their nature teach you more skill sets and value that way, where you can focus on your timing, focus on your composition. With a manual lens, you kind of have to almost predict where the subject is going to be if they're moving in frame. So that kind of creates its own challenge in itself, which is fun. The other thing was, there's nothing wrong with going out, taking a photo for the fun of it. I used to love just going around, taking photo walks and stuff, and going around, shooting whatever I found interesting and enjoying the process of it. Ultimately chasing these trends and and kind of comparing myself to other photographers and stuff, I ended up losing that desire to do that, and I would miss opportunities or pass on opportunities because the lighting's not good or the composition's not good or whatever. Like you lose your creativity, and creativity is the biggest thing to focus on. And I kind of lost that. So I wanted to figure out a way to gain that back and make it fun again. This was the route I took, and yeah, it took me away from that burnout. I'm getting out. I just kind of go around, take photos, take photo walks, whatever I find interesting. It's fun again. And if I can help anybody out there who's might be feeling burnt out as well, or is maybe focusing on getting that later camera, there's nothing wrong with it. But enjoy the stuff you have now and work on building your skill set first. And the cameras will come. There will always be a new camera coming out as well. So don't chase specs. Just go out for the fun of it. If you're feeling burnt out, try switching it up. Try doing a 180 if you need to take a complete break from it as well. Sometimes you have to do that. I ended up doing it. I stepped away from YouTube in general for about a year, photography for 2 years. And yeah, it's kind of come back now. I really missed it. I really missed doing these videos. I miss the photography and just kind of the fun and hanging out with people and just doing these creative endeavors, which nothing ultimately came out of them, but they were fun and I don't regret doing them at any point. So even if you are pursuing this as a career or a job, still go out for those fun days and know you're probably not going to sell any of these photos or make anything out of these photos. And there's no problem with that. There's nothing wrong with that. So just a quick video. I wanted to leave that with you. Just been a thought in my head, and I figure if I can share it and help someone else out there feeling the same way, hopefully it helped one of you, two of you, all of you. I don't know. But yeah, so we're going to end the video there. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. And stick around for some other videos. If you have any other recommendations, you know where they go. Leave them in the comments below. I'll be making videos more steadily as much as I can. And it will be mostly photography based. So that's where the channel stands right now. But yeah, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.